Gang. It's your boy Hype Fan Jersey. Y'all tuning in to Hype Fan Eagles. Man, first before I start, I want to thank you everybody that's been watching, liking, subscribing, following, supporting, commenting, all that good stuff, man. It's much appreciated. Man, you've been riding with us for the longest. We still trying to bump up things and still trying to kick it to get more, content and more discussions what's going on. I wish I would have been able to continue to talk about the Eagles on this playoffs, but unfortunately it didn't happen, no. So, we just wasn't the same this year, and a lot of stuff was just all over the place, man. So but it is what it is. We on to a new year, the new season, a new off season. The Chiefs and the 49ers is in the Super Bowl, and yeah, man, I feel like that was a matchup where most people didn't really see, but hey, man, there's two good teams though, two good teams that's in the Super Bowl, and wish we was in there to play against either to play against the Chiefs ourselves again to get a rematch, but that's how football works. Things just happen though. But before I continue, if you come in, if you want to follow me on the Twitter to keep up with more, like because I'm also starting with dealing with excuse me. I also started dealing with TikTok. I'm gonna have a lot of stuff going on, just more breakdowns, so you can follow that. I'm gonna have that on my next video for you. But if you come in, if you want to join in and you want to support, you want to comment, you want to talk, and give your ideas or anything, you could join the YouTube channel right there. So that's where we at. But I ain't gonna wrap you up too much because after this I gotta go grind somewhere else at work. Just want to come with a quick video to talk to y'all. But yeah, man, getting into it, like it's a lot of change. There's been changes that been going on, especially with this defense. Getting a new coach with Vic Fangio coming from the Dolphins. Like I hear good about him. And they didn't really have so much of a good season dealing with the defense this year, but they just wasn't the same on the defense. The players, I always talked about, especially for my team. Sometimes it's not always the coaches. Like it's not always the coaches' blame of what. Like it's just like you playing spades. You only can work so much with your hands is dealt. You could do the best you could with the hands you dealt. Like, and if you dealt with the a bad card, no, you ain't really so much you could do. Like you got a team, you hoping your teammate come through. If he got a hand, a good hand. So sometimes it's not so much of the coach. They gonna only work so much what they get. But I know they looking for coaches just to come in and do something. So I get that. But I know that he have a good history of coaching very well. So I believe that he would do a little bit. He would do better than what Sean Desai and Matt Patricia did for us. So but yeah, it's more steps though. It's more steps to what we got to do on this defensive side. You know, because he'll get in and we holding on to the same players, or we keep the same rotation going on, like it's probably ain't gonna look no difference like going into the next season. So we gotta definitely make some adjustments, definitely make some changes. But like I was talking to with my bro on another vid, I was just how I felt about it. You could agree or to disagree, but this is my opinion on how I feel about it. I think one thing I see that we do too much that messes us up is that we do too much of basically not keeping players and developing players. We always clean the houses too much. Like you could clean a house to a stick, but I think we clean house too much, and that's why we can never continue to repeat any good season. Is because of that. Like I always say, go back to the 2017 to 18 season when we won the Super Bowl. After that, we mostly clean house a little bit. No, a little bit more than a little bit, and look what happened to that. We couldn't keep plays. We didn't know how to keep plays, and we just went downhill from there. Like it just this organization always been like that for years, for years. I said that the difference between, how I feel between the Cowboys and the Eagles is, one, the Cowboys, I feel like they struggles with letting go players. Like, they hold on. Jerry Jones hold on to players that he need to let go. And that's why they have a hard time, or they choking in the playoffs and doing something, because he have a hard time letting go players because of I don't know what reason, So, but on the Eagles flip side, we just have a hard time keeping players. Like, that's what I look at. Like, we always letting go, keeping clean houses. Like, I mean, I understand the salary cap. It's hard to keep players, and because you got to pay these guys and all that. But that's what your organization. You got to figure out how to keep guys. Like, you got to figure out how to keep the players on teams. Like, it's a lot of teams that are elite teams and good teams is because they figure out how to keep mostly their players. Like, I understand you let go probably a few players because of the salary cap, or maybe they just not, producing or whatever. But your organization, man, you got to figure out how to keep players. And that's reason why we always look different on every year, is because we struggles with that. We don't know how to keep players that we need. We in every season we'll do good one season, and then the next season, oh, we don't look the same. Why? Because we don't have the same players, and we just look different. You know, that just I feel like that's what happened with us on this season, especially on the defense side. Like, we just, like, I don't want to get all the way into the Bradbury and CJ Gardner Johnson discussion again, because you go back and watch my other videos. I got very in depth and detailed on that. Like, I would say that, like I said before, I would say this is, I didn't. If you watch the video, I speak on that. I didn't just say that I didn't. I felt like we should have kept CJ Gardner Johnson, and Bradbury wasn't producing. He's trash and all that just because of this season. I always felt like that. Always felt like he was. I didn't understand what anybody saw in him. In last season, I saw that he got a lot of his success because of help over the top, and because of good tackling from Kaiser White and Edwards. Like, he had help. He didn't really have to show so much and be a leader and produce more. So, but now this season he had to be that leader and produce, and he didn't have that help on top and everything, and he had to show his skills to the fullest. And you see what happened. But that was another discussion. I ain't gonna get all the way into that. I just know that we still got more steps, man. Dealing with this defense, like, some players I feel like players need to leave or just need to be set. Some players need an opportunity to show what they got and get their experience. We need to develop these young cats to play ball, because that's what we need. I feel like the thing is that we need to focus more of than cleaner houses too much. We need to focus on developing these young players on the defense side. Uh, we going out get these outdated players, and we're trying to get these players that been in the league that haven't produced or even show anything, and it's not working out. We need a coach now. Hopefully, Vic Fangio can do that know how to develop young players. Like, we need athletic, quick players that have the energy, that have the hunger, the push to be able to play. Some of these guys that's been in there for a while, it's just like they don't have the hunger because either the money, or they getting out of shape, or their age is hitting them, and they not pushing through, and they not playing with effort and everything. Also, to develop these young guys with defense IQ, like, work with them with the IQ. That was the very I think the very most important thing that was lacking this season, that really messed our defense up. Yes, it was the poor tackling. It was definitely, that was one of the great reasons, the poor tackling on the defensive side. But I think also that really we struggle in is because of the inexperience and the lack of leadership to help experience with these young players from Slay and Bradbury. on the secondary side is this lack of defense IQ. They were just out of sync, out of place. They didn't know what to do. They eyes on the on the wrong defender. They looking at the quarterback when they should be worrying about their receivers and defending. They picking up on plays on routes that they shouldn't pick up. They taking other people's routes when they should be worrying about their own. They dropping down when they should be keeping back. It was confusions and it was a lot of lack of defense IQ. Like they were just all over the place. They just didn't. They looked like they were confused of uh what they know what to do or wanted to do. Like on defense side, understand when a play is called. You gotta understand what is the offense is giving you. Like you gotta understand. Okay, if you see three wide receivers all on one side, most likely one of those wide receivers is gonna go towards the middle. Especially if there's not no need of a Hail Mary play and it's like what second quarter or third quarter and the game is not all the out of way. Like is you're still in it even though you're probably down a little bit. Like even and sometimes it won't we don't be down. Like it could be tied or whatever and they don't have no reason to throw no Hail Mary. So if you got three receivers lining up on one side, obviously it's going to either be a screen. A receiver's going to try to one of the receivers going to try to cut, going to try to turn and block and cut over towards the middle. Like it's on obvious what is going to be a receiver's going through that middle. There's chances of all three receivers going straight down and doing a fly or post is slim, especially on situations. They gotta understand on situations. And a lot of times I see a lot of those that was the issue. Like, they like that happened. I believe that situation happened on the 49ers game when they had three receivers lined up on one side and I believe it was Debo or Ayuk that cut towards the middle in the middle wide open because one of the defender, I forget who it was, felt like he need to jump to the outside to defend the receiver when you should stay in the middle and protect the middle because you already have two defenders over there. You already have two defenders over there. Who gonna protect the middle? Why are you jumping towards the outside? Because there's three receivers to the outside. Obvious one of those receivers is gonna go into the middle. That's just logic that I feel. And what happened? Went into the middle, a first down, and first down went into 15 to 20 yard pass. Like why? Because there was nobody there. So he was able to catch it and extend the play and can pick up more positive yardage. Like it's just those things that we was lacking on, we was doing that we wasn't picking up. Just like I speak about the I think it was still the same thing dealing with on the 49ers game when like I said before, when Reed Blankenship, his eyes on the wrong thing. Like he taking his eyes off his defender. IU coming, they march down the field. They on those they in the red zone, and we got pressure in on Purdy, and Purdy rolled out to the left, and the defender is chasing Purdy, and Reed Blankenship is worrying about Purdy when you should be worrying about your defender. Stay on your defender. We already have somebody chasing Purdy out. The slim chance that he gonna run into a touchdown was slim. He either was gonna run out of balance, picked up maybe 2 yards, or he would have threw the ball out of balance. Those three things that would have stopped the play. Wow. If the defender couldn't take down Purdy, then that's his fault. Where about your man? You had a defender chasing him down, and you didn't need to worry about Purdy. Your eyes on the quarterback, the wrong person when it should have been on the defender, and you lose track of your receiver, and Purdy was able to get the ball out of his hand for a touchdown. Why? Because you not paying attention to your receiver, you looking at Purdy, and you lose the track of your receiver, and then now Purdy was able to get it out when you should have been worrying about your receiver. Let your player do his job. The defender do his job. He was chasing him down. I can see that it wasn't nobody there. You had to choose. Oh, then should I go after Purdy or should I get on my worry about my receiver? That's understandable. That's hard for any defender to do. But if you see somebody is already chasing him down, there's no reason for you to be worrying about him. Why? Because that's his job. If he can't catch, Purdy ain't no Lamar Jackson, or I'm not saying he can't run enough, but he's not no Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or even Jalen Hurts. All these runner quarterbacks, like he's not that. Like, so why is you worrying about him running in or do whatever? Like, if he would have just stick on his man, keep his eyes on his receiver, Purdy would have got chased down, and it would have been no touchdown. The eyes in the wrong place, and it just those type of things that would just happen on all through the season. Like, it was just those lack of defense IQ that would just happen in all season. That bad decisions, and just not understanding what the offense is offering them. Like I said, when we made that horrible decision of taking Sean Desai off the defensive coordinator and putting Matt Patricia, which was horrible because now you're forcing your defense that's already struggling with a bad defensive IQ. Now they got to learn a different IQ, learn a different defense, and look, it got worse. When you should have just kept Sean Desai, continue to let him work and figure something out. I saw some, to be honest, between Sean Desai and Matt Patricia, I saw some type of adjustment, some type of goodness in Sean Desai. I saw that what he was doing. A lot of times I saw that he start playing press. In the beginning, he was playing a lot of back coverage. He was playing a lot of soft coverage and playing back too much, and that's what we were seeing, a lot of bad defense in the beginning of the season. But I saw a lot of adjustments, especially with the Dolphins, when he started adjusting and playing up. I saw a lot of times he start playing up and playing aggressive. I'm like, okay, that's what we need to do. We need to play up. And when he did that, the players didn't help, especially Bradbury. He playing up, which is good, especially on the defense, on a Dolphins game. When you see that these players are fast, you got to be aggressive off the line. You can't let them get off the line too quick. So play aggressive. But I also saw when he started to play aggressive, the players still was out of sync, still wasn't doing their job. Bradbury, you up close and you're not putting hands on a receiver. How are you up close on a receiver? How you playing press and being up close on a receiver and not put your hands on him not one time? You playing close and you just letting them run. They are fast. You can't. That's even more worse. You playing up close and for a fast receiver to run off the line, you're going to get burnt. It's going to get burnt. That's just common sense. But he didn't know about Tyreek, even Waddle. He playing up close and not playing hands was just when he was doing that, I already knew something was. I mean, I've been knew something wrong with Bradbury, but that right there was the icing on the cake. I'm like, this guy's trash, because is the most logic thing that you have to do on a defender when you're playing up close for a defender is jam him enough. Even if you can't jam him all the way, but put hands and jam him enough. Don't let him get off quick. But he didn't do that. Every time he play up close with Tyreek, run past him. Boom. He get a 5 yards run that, how fast he is, that explode for a 15-yard run, 10 to 15. I didn't understand that. So I saw a lot of times he was doing that, and then he switch up, he start playing back. Why? Because he was showing the sign, was saying, okay, well, it ain't nothing happening. We trying to play close, but it's even more worse. So now I got to go back to playing soft and go back. It's just these players didn't make it no better for the coach, and the coach just wasn't good of developing them. I don't know what he was saying. Don't get me wrong. Like I understand this, like I'm saying, it's not. I don't blame the coach all the way, but I do understand that I don't know if he was talking to the players. If Sean Desai was on the sideline talking to them like, "Yo, put hands on him, put hands on him." Sean telling them, teaching them, like just trying to develop some leadership and develop some of these inexperienced players. I don't know what discussion or what was the teaching when it comes to these players, like, but it just seemed like they just wasn't picking up and they just wasn't understanding something. It was something that this defense wasn't understanding. So I'm not gonna keep it too long because I gotta get prepared. I gotta be in work, I gotta grind on elsewhere. But yeah, we got more steps to take. We got more steps to do. Like, I feel like Bradbury shouldn't be there, but I understand if you based on contract, if you have to, um he stay, but he should be seated. Like somebody, he didn't show nothing. Somebody else should deserve an opportunity. You're not losing nothing from him. He didn't. He played like a straight rookie all this season. So what is you losing? So I feel like he need to be sit down. If you want to debate between Avante Maddox and what you want to do with him and Brad and Slay, Darius Slay, you're cool. Some people still got hopes and feeling Darius Slay. And Darius Slay is not a bad player, but he's not all that either. Like, he's mid. That's how I feel about him. He don't have the leadership. He's not a Malcolm Jenkins. Um, and that just showed forth like but everybody else besides on the defensive line, you got to figure out with um what you should do with these young guys, these inexperienced cats. I feel like some guys just need a opportunity. Through this off season, you should be working with them. Don't be switching up and going out and getting these outdated guys. We need young players, young developed players that's quick, that know how to pick up on receivers. Like we be having slow linebackers that can't get upfield. They slow. They can't pick up on routes quick enough. They getting burnt. They just can't move their feet. We need players that know how to pick switch utilize their footwork and know how to adjust and turn and get upfield quick enough and stay on these tight ends and receivers and know how to tackle, that know how to do all that tackle. That's what linebackers and the secondary that we need. And like I just feel like we need the experienced young cats. And I hope that we don't do too much clean house and we do more of developing than clean a house, because we clean house is gonna be another rebuilding year, another trying to figure out the chemistry, defense trying to figure out chemistry, coach trying to whatever. Like get I just feel like we need to develop these players. We need to get their IQ to understand and develop them. If you want to let go some guys that are just lacking in tackling, like Morrow and maybe Cunningham. But yo, we gotta do more development, man. We gotta get these young cats and get their IQ and get them going. Like, we need some hungry players that's trying to prove something. That's not already have what they have and they slacking. No, we need some young guys that's hungry, that's trying to prove something, that's trying to make a statement, that's gonna put all 100% effort in their game. They're gonna put effort in tackling, they're gonna put effort in defending, and they're gonna put effort trying to show something. When we get these guys that feel like they don't have to show anything no more because they got the money or they already been in or whatever, like these things is gonna happen. Like, like, and not saying every guy, every player that's been out is like that. No, we got players that been out in the league for the longest and they still hungry and they still pushing, they still showing. But like when you're seeing you got people that's outdated that have not produced and it seem like they not, you gotta develop some young cats. You gotta develop some young plays. And maybe they trying to figure out what coach could do. Maybe they do. Maybe they do understand that. Maybe they thought Sean Desau was able to develop some young guys. Uh, maybe they thought Matt Patricia was. I don't know. They don't. I don't know if they have history. I haven't seen it. Maybe you could say you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen that they had history of developing young guys and developing um you know guys that need experience and everything. Um I know Bill Belichick, he's known for that. Being known for coming in and develop guys that's no names and making them known and the in experience. I'm not saying he still had that in him, but we just need somebody that have that know how to develop young guys, because if you develop a young guy and you get them experience, now you got hungry, experienced player that's hungry for the game, that's gonna push. They're gonna blood, sweat, and tears out on that field. Every down is gonna mean something. Like every down gonna mean they gonna push no matter what. And that's what it is. Like, cause I don't think that was the problem with these young cats that we have. I feel like they was paying, they was pushing. They just didn't have the development, the skills, the IQ, and just knowing what to do, knowing how to, like, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get going. Like Lewis was talking about dealing with tackling. Yeah, I understand it was hard for them to tackle him, but if they would have helped each other out on tackles, know how to angle it and come on different angles and not to take angle like, I'm gonna stay right here, because if I stay right here, I know my man, he gonna come, he gonna force him to me, and and we both gonna tackle him down. They just like they out there playing, like he said, that's exactly how they was playing. Out there like they playing by themselves, trying to defend and catch the running back or the receiver and on their own, like, okay, well, he's going to go on the right. Yo, bro, just take the angle. If you take the angle, you're going to get help, and you going and you still stop the drive. You don't need to be out there getting your legs your ankle broken. Like, you got people around there. There's no need for you to be like this. Like, it was just a lot of those type of things. And I don't know, maybe they were trying to prove that they could tackle you. They just wanted to, oh, I got this tackle. Or I don't know. But it was just a lack of decisions and stuff like that. Like, that was just going on. Like, and we need a coach. We definitely need a coach that know how to develop that know how to implant that into the defense, and know how to come up with schemes to get this defense in shape, and with the IQ of picking up on these offense, because that's what we need. That's exactly what we need. So hopefully, Vic Fangio could do that. Hopefully, I gotta have. I'm hoping. I'm not gonna say, oh, he got. I believe he could. I believe. Nah, I'm just hoping that he could, man. He had the spirit, so it's good hope. But if he gonna do it with this deep, well, whatever, what we gonna do on the off season, who we gonna keep or let go, what players we gonna pick up on the draft, depends on what we get. Is we gonna do it? I hope so, but I don't know, because on last offseason, I had confidence in Sean Desai with the defense. Coming from the Seahawks, have experience and everything, and you see what happened with that. Like, so, yeah, man. So I'm just hoping he do something. Time will tell. It's gonna be another little long off season, and yo, we'll see what's going to happen. But we definitely got more steps to take. Getting him was the first step, ain't the last one. And it's obvious. I know everybody know that, but I just want to speak on why it is more steps to take, because, like, we need to develop the IQ on the defense, and hopefully on the off season they work on that more than trying to get these outdated players when they need to develop these players. More developing, less clean house. We always clean house. That's all we do. We known for clean a house. We have a hard time keeping players, And that's why we'll be good one season. Next season, we just don't look right. Why? Because we have a hard time keeping plays. We always clean the houses. We always letting go. I understand some players do let go and trust believe. I understand a lot of fans feel like no, these players trash. Get rid of the whole team. Guess trust believe. I get the frustration, and I want to say that myself. Fire the whole team, fire the whole defense. I get it. We looked at horrible, but it was mostly because of experience and out of sync. Um, these young players need to be developed. If you could develop them, you could get some young cats in that know the game, that's good rookies that would come in and already being developed. That's cool too. But if you go develop the ones that needs developing, that needs to be the focus more than clean houses. Develop needs to be the focus because if they could be young and hungry, they're gonna blood, sweat, and tears out on that field, and they're gonna show like they gonna play like they got something to prove. Then playing like, oh well, I already proved what I got. Let me go out for this tackle, and like they going out for a soft hug. Like that's basically what looked like the tackling was. Like they were just uh trying to give them a little nice hug, like they in a relationship type hug, like pat on the back. Like no man, like you gotta play hungry with effort. You gotta tackle with effort. You gotta you gotta go after these receivers and run it back with effort. You gotta do everything with effort, with hunger. Every down every down is the last down. Every down you gotta treat every down like if they get a first down, game over. That's what you gotta do. And I believe getting young cats that's experienced and understand that um will help that, because they're gonna have something to prove. Don't get me wrong, you want to keep some experience. I'm not gonna say get all other whatever developing young cats. You want some guys that been in there that will help that out. But who we got, like besides on the defensive line, you can't expect the defensive line veterans, which we don't know that's gonna be there or gonna still be there. You can't expect them to show about be leadership on the secondary. Like who gonna lead the secondary? Like who going? That's just my opinion. Like, if you agree that Slay is a good leadership, then cool. I get it. He's been there, play happy. Like people talk about his stats. Oh, last year, well, his stats show good. His stats show, yeah, he had a pretty okay stats. But yeah, just because you had a pretty good enough stats doesn't mean that you have leadership. Because he was getting burnt a lot of times too. They was hurting Slay like a lot of times, a lot of plays. He was out there. He knows it. He'll sit there. He'll start smiling when a receiver got the best. When receivers getting the best of him, he'll sit there smiling, and he do that. And they was getting the best of him a lot. Probably not as much Bradbury. That's what people probably trying to have hope on him because he looked different between Bradbury. Yes, he do. Bradbury was way awful than Slay. But Slay, he need to figure something out too, like with his leadership, and he can't be out there having so many of these plays like that, and him getting his ankle broken or getting torched because he wasn't really that much better. And that's just the truth. That's just how I feel. If you disagree with it, you have the right to. But what I saw that he didn't really do as much that needs to be offered on that defense too. So that's just the truth. That's just what I seen. There's nothing against him. It's just that's what it was. This season it wasn't that. And then and the people gonna say, well, he was injured a couple of games too. Yeah, but when he was in there, that's what I saw. And yeah, man, like we need somebody that's going to really step in and develop this defense and show them how to recognize offense, to pick up on certain offense, and to understand what they need to do on moments of the game and situations that they need to recognize. You know, in a situation like example, like I said before, when you got three receivers on the right, obvious one of those is gonna go in the middle. You don't need three defenders defending the right side and leaving the middle wide open. When you got three receivers on the right side, that is most likely is not going to do a Hail Mary. One of them is going to go into the middle. That's just the most common sense that happening. Why? Because that's why they setting it up like that, to make a screenplay or to confuse you. Protect the middle. That's all you protect the middle. Have defenders onto the outside and have somebody protect the middle. There's no need. Those type of little situations we need to implant into this defense to understand when they see what the offense is doing. And that's the situation. That's the issue. Hopefully they clean that up, but I'm gonna get ready to go. Yo, man, just stay tuned. I have more. We're gonna talk. Like I said, got the hyphen equals TikTok that's gonna be out. So support that. I'm gonna have the link. I'm gonna have everything ready. So we just trying to get everybody to join in and on different platforms to talk that we get, regardless if you're an Eagles fan or you're just you another team, like you just want to talk about NFL. Now it don't matter if you need somebody to talk to vent about your team or what they doing on this off season or whatever. It's the place you could do it, man. So don't hesitate to join in. Don't hesitate to support and come in and conversate. So, but that's it, man. This your boy Hyphen Jers. Thanks for tuning in to Hyphen Eagles. Coming with another video. You already know. Bird game. I'm out.